work. I know some people work on the weekend. I work every day. Every day, but that's because I have a team in place, and the team that works with me is a team that also has to be trained, is a team that also has to be reassured, a team that also comes through for when I need them to. And essentially, I just feel like personally, everybody needs a team in order to grow, in order to scale, in order to build, like really truly see your vision for bigger than what it is currently. Because a team will have you, without a team, you're gonna be thinking like, how am I gonna do this? How is this gonna get done? What's gonna happen? All these questions of what if and thing that's gonna come up. But with a team, it's like, all right, who am I going to delegate this to? It's not even a question if it's going to get done or not. It's just a straight delegation. It's just a straight obligation that you know you hired somebody for. And I don't know. It's given like marriage type, like it's given like commitment, you hire somebody, y'all have a team, you're building a business. That's a whole marriage and kids, is it not? I'm bugging. Is it not? But seriously, I mean, I could relate the two. I mean, I'm not married though. What you think, Kiana? What you think about a team and that commitment? Like, what does it really do for the business owner?
Yes. So listen, back to what you were saying. It's even more so, like you said, being married and then having children is a lot. It's a lot you have to think about. So that's why team is so crucial. But there are a few things that you need to do first before you start the process. So you want to make sure you write down all the things that you are doing and that you need help with. That's first and foremost. And then second, you gotta make sure you got that bread, right, Jasmine? You got to make sure
Respectfully,
you have
respectfully.
the bread because, but the good thing is, here's the little secret. You can definitely hire people for a fraction of it if you go overseas, which we talk about this and break this down inside of Digital Millionaire University. We go over how you can still have a team, a full team to do those things in which we like to call them revenue generating activities that you focus on as a business owner and minimum wage activities that you outsource to individuals for an affordable price. But you definitely want to have a budget. I would say anywhere at minimum between, I would say three and 350 is gonna get you something very part-time. But if you do $1,000 and you budget for that, you could pretty much have like a full team to get a lot of these things done to run a business. But I strongly suggest that if you run a business and you're just starting and you have extra money, that you want to make sure that you are actually hiring a team because it makes so much more sense. Can anybody relate? Let us know in the comments if you can relate to having to do everything. Sending out emails, making posts online, creating the product, designing the product, going to meetings. Like you're one person and you're stretched like an octopus. Like it doesn't work and it's not productive. And by the time you look at the end of the year at your P&L, which is a profit and loss statement, you see that you didn't really make the money that you could have made because you was doing everything in your business that you ain't had no business doing anyway.
Mm,
So,
yeah.
what do you suggest, Jasmine, as the first person you should hire on your team, or who are some of the top people that you would hire? Like, if you had a limited budget, and then we'll give some insight on the maximum budget. But if you had a limited budget, let's say about $350, Jasmine, who would be the first person that you would hire? Tell me what you think.
I love that question. That's a great question. And 350 a month?
350 a month.
Damn, that's a whole person. You dig? That's a
Right.
whole person. Honestly, I love that question because having $350 or even 400 or even 300 or 500, having that or making that amount set aside to make your business better, I would literally hire someone that would complete tasks that I just don't enjoy doing, right? Like someone that will get in and do the nit and gritty work that even though I may have started doing it, to form my business, to build my business, that doesn't necessarily mean that I enjoy doing it and I want to be doing it all day, all the hours, all the time. But that is just something that the first person hired, they would need to know because now they are able to take on a role that number one is more often the heart of or skill that is a skill that belongs to the heart of the business. And now they can continue to keep the business running while I'm able to work on the business and not just in the business. So definitely that first person would be somebody that is understanding the things that I don't want to do, number one. And then number two, being sure that they can handle, manage, and also be creative enough to make the role better or find ways to do what I was doing more efficient. Ways that they can manage, right? So becoming a manager or even that exec. Ultimately, the first person that I typically hired became my executive. Actually, no, they didn't. They didn't become my executive assistant. The second person I hired became my executive assistant. But essentially, that first person, they are really somebody that you want to at least be able to help pull the load of something that has you so hands on in the business that you're not able to, you know, let's say market the business, go outside and connect your business with other brands or establish partnerships, relationships, go trainings and skills and all these different things that you'll have the opportunity to develop your business. But if you're not doing this one or two things, then you can go ahead and get out there to grow the business. So that is the first person that I would definitely hire because the two hands, what's the saying? I think it's two set of eyes is better than one. So that's really truly how I feel, especially when it comes to hands. And if your business is pertaining to online, if it's pertaining to marketing, if it's pertaining to a storefront, if it's pertaining to even I would say like tech, all of those different niches, because your first hire can vary depending on what they're doing. Right. For example, in my marketing agency, the first person that I hired was somebody that I knew could be a manager, but they were also a graphic designer that has connection to a team of video editors, right? So because I started with video editing myself, I needed to find somebody video editing myself and doing the thumbnails myself and being able to create cover photos and all those different things myself. I needed to find somebody or create a partnership that would be able to take over the
Hello.
video editing and the the cover photos. Yes, you can hear me?
Oh, we good, we good.
Okay.
They had a little delay on mine, and I'm like, did they knock me off? But go ahead, keep going.
Nah, that's essentially that's really it. That is really and truly the first person I would personally say is somebody that will physically be able to withstand what is the core of the company so that way you can start training them early and make it a key point in your daily routine because people Kiana, how oftentimes people think they could hire somebody and now they think their whole problems are solved. Like that's not what that means.
No, that's very true. You like, I love that. My first hire too, speaking of that, that you said that it was definitely in the role of an executive assistant. But what I did was make sure that the person was versatile enough to know multiple roles. So I always like to say, if you can, because eventually you do want to have like team members that can focus on their own expertise and just do that. So like if you have a designer, you want them to just do design. And if you have a researcher, you want them to just do a researcher. But realistically, as a new business and when you're bootstrapping, which is what a lot of first time business owners do, you're not gonna necessarily have the money to hire a person for individual roles. So you're gonna have to just do what's necessary. And for that, you want to make sure that you have individuals that can do multiple functions of your business. That's going to be crucial. So for me, that's what I had to focus on doing. So I had to make sure the person that I hired as the first team member could do the job of two to three, four more people, essentially, and that they was okay with it. Because, some people, they just want to do one thing and one thing only.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can get them to do multiple things, that is how you get to stretch what I call, get more bang for your buck and also stretch your business to where they can help you. And I would say having somebody to do uh marketing and like sales, depending on your business model, is super crucial to your business. So if you can find a person that is gonna be able to do those minimum wage activities, if they also have the skill set to do revenue generating activities, that will also be good. That would also be good. And thinking about that, like going back, like that is definitely something that I would put into place is to have somebody, for marketing as well, because that's an important piece to your business. And it seems that it's not time consuming, but when you really get into it, it takes a lot of time to do that. It's a lot when you're working on multiple platforms and multiple strategies. It's definitely a lot.
Yeah, it is a
It's
lot.
showing that my bandwidth is low, so hopefully y'all can still hear me. However, it's a lot, but with DMU, we show you how to do that in manageable steps, and that's why we love YouTube because you get so much more for your marketing on YouTube long term wise than any other platform. Talk to 'em.
That's a fact. That's a whole fact.
Talk to 'em.
Because one thing's for sure, two things for certain. A team and YouTube definitely have that in common. It gives you the most bang for your buck. Now, setting up that team, what it really takes to even like relate it to YouTube is like you have the first person you hire, you have the second person you hire, or whatever it is that you know you need to hire for the first time. Like Kiana said, writing out what it is that you need and how that can relate to success in your business. Now, ultimately, it's really about okay, well, what are their goals? Like, remember that that who you hire are people, who you want to grow with are people, who you're building with. Everybody is a person. So you are ultimately allowing yourself to make a relationship that will really be the telltale all of your brand, of your business. So those relationships need to be sturdy. Your back end needs to be sturdy. The people that are working with you need to be sturdy. And that just means that the building comes from developing skill. The building comes from training. The building comes from actually understanding where your business is going. And so to bring it back to what I said initially, well, if you know where your business is going, then where do the people that you're hiring, where do they want to go? Where do they see themselves at? Where are they now pushing to get to? What resources are going to help them? How can they be better at what they do so that way it's better for you? Ooh, I'm about to put that on a shirt. How can they be better at what they do
So it
so
could be
that it's
better for
so it
you.
can be better for you? Oh, I'm so happy we on YouTube with it.
Iteration, word on
Okay,
word.
okay.
We need like a little buzzer. Ding 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 ding. Ding.
Right, right, right. I gotta get on it. I gotta get on it. And drop it in the comments. Listen, drop that in the comments. Okay. Finding out what is best for them is going to be ultimately better for you. Hopefully, I said it the same, but essentially, it's true because now you are growing and you're strengthening from the inside out, and that happens as you make a team. Yes, now you have somebody that is maybe your the person that is doing the core work, then you have somebody that is doing your sales training and maybe building your sales, and maybe you just want to stop there and strengthen, right? Because with two employees or two workers or two partners, you can do a lot, right? And so using that to your benefit is going to be the ultimate decision of, okay, well, where is this person that I'm hiring going? How do they want to get better? Why do they want to get better? Are the resources that I can provide them also going to help them be better at what they're doing for me, right? It's not in a sense of selfish, but it's a sense of a business executive. It's in a sense of a manager. It's in a sense of somebody that is really creating a full vision, and everybody who is around you, everybody who you're speaking to needs to be on that one accord with the vision. If those who know 90s babies and and 80, yeah, that's so Raven. How she seen the, maybe that might be 2000. Either way, early 2000s, because Lord knows the time is going by fast. Either way, the vision needs to be supported. And you ultimately do that by strengthening from the inside out, because the sales will come, the clientele will grow, especially with somebody directly working on your sales. But what happens when the clients get here? What happens when the sales are increasing? What happens when your infrastructure needs the support that should have been maintained from the very beginning? So, I mean, listen, drop an emoji in the chat, in the comments, if y'all are here still to the end, because this is crucial in business. People don't believe that they can ultimately have a team. You can have a team the very next day you decide to have an idea, right? But like Kiana said, you gotta have a little bit of money, a little bit of money, right? But essentially, you can have a team. You are worthy of having a team. You are capable of being a leader when you know that a vision was put in your mind for you. So making the team, creating the roles, and just constantly developing what comes from these people, what comes from your business, what comes from your team. That is something that you are a creator, you are a leader for. So, I mean, Kiana, what are some things, what are some key character traits that somebody, listening to this would necessarily need to be and build a strong team?
Yeah, so you would have to be a great communicator, I should say. That's
Hello.
important. You definitely need to have a pivot mindset, meaning you always need to learn how to pivot because things may come up, especially if it's just you and another person. You need to be adaptable. You need to be open to learning, especially if you hire somebody who has a skill set or expertise that you don't have. You should definitely get like, what they're doing. You need to let me think about what else you need to have. You need to be a listener, right? Because you want to listen to like what you were saying about your team, like understanding where they want to go, making sure that they, feel appreciated and making sure you understand, like, what it is that they want to do. You need to understand how to assess strengths and weaknesses. So, being able to determine that. But I would say like those are definitely strong-willed as well. You definitely want to have, and then I would say, positive mindset too, because being in business, it does take a lot of grit and a lot of dedication, and I really truly do believe that you have to be determined and have to have a hard working spirit because even though I know we live in an age where everything seems to be like, oh, you just do this and you do that, you push a button and that's it. No, that's not the case. Essentially, I think that you build your business to eventually be there, but in the beginning, when it's just you and then it's just you and another person, you definitely want to have the characteristics of, knowing that you have to put in work. So I would say those are all the characteristics that I feel like as far as the top characteristics that you should possess, but definitely communication. Like in proper communication, I should say. Because anybody could say hi, bye. But you want to have proper communication, meaning proper steps. Oh, and leadership. That's also important. You want to have leadership quality. You want to be able to know that you're leading your team and to know that if they aren't getting things correct or things aren't being done right, that may be a result of your leadership. Like, did you train them appropriately? Did you give them the right SOPs, meaning standard? operating procedures? Did you give them the necessary videos, that they need to do their job correctly? So those are all important things that you want to make sure that you have as it pertains to the quality traits of what you need to effectively be able to just think about it. Have you ever been, let us know in the description, in the comments, in a work environment, on a workplace where you just felt like you were not adequately prepared, or you wish that your boss or, team leaders or project leaders possess certain qualities or characteristics? Think about that, and if you could think about some of those, list those in the chat, and then also know that that's probably the characteristics that you should have as well,
Hmm.
for sure.
Yeah, that is gold. That is gold. Because people be at their 9 to 5 jobs and don't even understand that the same thing you go to work for is the same thing that you're building in your business. So you should really be learning from corporate, learning from every place that you're in. I love that point. That's a big fact. Sheesh. Y'all know these conversations with businesses just get better and better and better. So make sure y'all leave us a comment below. Leave us an emoji if you made it all the way through. I hope that the teams that you are building are effective for you. I love that key word that Kiana mentioned, being effective, because it's one thing to hire someone and then you're paying them every month or every other week or every week, and there's no growth, or there's no scaling, there's no understanding or relationships or anything being built, right? We want to be effective in less time. So that means that who you onboard has to make life better. It has to make the business efficient. And ultimately, let us know in the comments if y'all want us to do a live about what it means to let go of someone, and how does that look, and what are certain measurements to put in place, so that way you even know how to make that discerning factor. And we'll definitely give y'all the live for sure on that. But any last touches on the fact that teams are really essential in business, especially if you want to build or scale? Any last touches you have, Kiana?
Exactly. Say it again for the people in the back.
It's a fact.
Say it again for the people in the back.
So yeah, I mean, any last touches you have, Kiana?
Uh, just know that if you have the extra funds to hire a team or just even one person, and I suggest too, just start off with one person to see how it is and build on from there. Definitely do it. It's worth it. One of the things that I wish is that, especially if you already working, use your job as your first employer to employ other individuals, and make sure that you hire at least one person after you figure out your business model, know what it is that you want. Like, make that decision, like, spend the money to invest in yourself and your business, which will ultimately allow you to grow. And don't forget, our information for Digital Millionaire University will be left in the description. And let us know in the chat as well. And if you're watching the replay as well, if you know you need help with a team and you know you need help with doing this correctly, and you want to learn from our mistakes and learn our process, because there is a lot of different things that you want to have in place, such as like a NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement, work for hire agreements, all of these things in place before you actually bring people on. Definitely make sure you sign up with Digital Millionaire University.
That's a
Absolutely.
fact. You are on the right track, especially if you have made it all the way to the end. So again, make sure y'all comment that emoji below. And building the team literally just it starts with taking the first step of believing yourself that you are capable to grow, and that your business can do exactly the numbers or even more than what it is you're currently imagining. So again, we will see y'all in 2 weeks, and let us know in the comments if y'all have any other topics y'all want us to cover, and also the one about letting go employees and staff and all the things that come with ultimately building a business. and a career based off of your passion so you could truly get to the profit. All right, y'all. Peace.